Hello guys, this is Raj again and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to cover OBS Studio 20 and above. So let's get to it. File, and you go to settings. Now general settings, you don't really have to do much here, just leave them as it is. I'm not going to be covering stream settings here. Any kind of streaming services you guys are using or kind of linked it to your YouTube, I will go ahead and post another video if you guys want me to. Let's go ahead and switch to output. This is the most important tab where we'll be doing all the settings, all the changes, and all the customization. You've got to go to recording because we're not covering streaming. So in recording, standard or custom, I have chosen standard. You can go with custom, but this is the best app setting. This is the app setting for beginners or the first time users. Recording path is something you can define yourself. If you want it to be in D drive or C drive, this is the path where all your video files are going to be saved, or audio files for that matter. Now, after recording path, there's format. I have chosen MP4. You can go with FLV, MOV, MKV, and whatnot. MP4 is kind of just the appropriate one that I thought. Now, audio track. This one specifically has a couple of options, or maybe more than that. It depends on how many recording devices you're using. As of now, I'm using 2 recording devices. One is my external microphone that's line in, and one is the internal microphone. Now, this is a little bit confusing for most of the folks trying to use the software for the first time. So I'll go through this in a bit, in more kind of descriptive way, how you can choose and what you can choose. So if you have 2 recording devices, choose 2. If you've got 3, 4, 5 respectively, go ahead and choose those. But I believe most of us would be using 2. That would be your internal if you're using a laptop, and an external if you are using any line-in option with your laptop or desktop for that matter. Encoder, there are a lot of options for encoder as well. I've chosen H.264. As I said, I will mention a link in the video description below where you can actually get to choose different options, different quality sets according to your needs. So H.264 is what I've chosen. I'm not rescaling the output. I've got a 4K screen, but I have the resolution to HD, that's 1920 by 1080. Apart from that, wave controls on CBR, bitrate is 50,000, keyframes, preset is high quality, profile is high, levels auto, and I haven't really changed anything else apart from that. So just make sure you choose the right wave control and accordingly choose the bitrate, or if there is anything else, for example, if you choose CQP, then there's going to be level CQP, which can reside between 15 to 22 or 18 to 22. Keep in mind, if you have a lower number, you're going to get a bigger file and better quality. But then you have to, you have to choose what number you want so you can test it out. Right now, I'm using CBR. I'm using a bitrate of 50,000. Moving on, let's go ahead and go to audio. In audio, I have the sample rate to default, which is 44.1 kilohertz. Channel stereo or mono, you can choose between those two. Got it to stereo. Now, this is the part where most of the people get confused, which one to choose and which one not to. Desktop audio device. Even if you're using a laptop or a desktop for that matter, keep it at default. This is your speakers. If you're using a laptop, this would be internal speakers. If you're using a desktop, this would be speakers that you've connected to your desktop. Leave the audio device too, unless you're using another audio device like internal speakers for the laptop and then connected your external speakers to the laptop as well. Apart from that, coming to audio device, I have 2 audio devices. One is the default one is the microphone that I've connected. So I've chosen the audio device as microphone, no second, third audio device, because I use only one mic at one time. If I've not connected the line in, I use my laptop mic. If I connect the microphone, then obviously I'm going to be using the microphone. Coming down to video, this is a base canvas resolution. This is resolution that your laptop or desktop has, like a native resolution. Go ahead and choose that one. If you got 1920 1080, choose that one. If you got something else, choose that resolution. And once you choose this, the output resolution or the scale resolution is the one that you're going to get from the output of the recording that you do using OBS. So basically, if you're recording on a laptop that is 1920 1080, and if you want a better 4K video or a lower video, then you get to choose the canvas size. The output size. So you get to choose the output size if it's going to be 1080 or 4K or lower than that. So this is how your video would look when it comes out after you've done the recording. Downscale filter is there are a couple of options there. The best one's going to be LangZOS. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah, LangZOS or something like that. So that's the best one with 32 sample. Common FPS value, leave it at 60 unless you want a lower one for your recordings. You can basically edit those and choose different FPS values. Hotkeys, I have chosen start recording and stop recording at F9 and F10. I think those are the default one if I did not choose them in the first place, but that's whatever keys you feel comfortable with, you can go ahead and assign those keys. Advanced, nothing much, everything remains the same for me. Now you hit apply and OK. Let's go back to edit and talk a little bit more about the audio options. Advanced audio option. Now remember those two options that we chose. One is desktop audio and other one is mic. Those two options are going to be visible here. Now if you want your track which you're recording to be on separate audios or separate audio tracks, you've got to choose two different tracks where you're recording your desktop and your microphone together. There are specific cases where you want to do that. For example, if you want to record gameplays, you might want to go ahead and choose your gameplay, which is coming out of the speakers of your laptop or the speakers connected to your desktop, and then over the top, if you're recording your voice when you're doing gameplays, then you've got to choose mic on a different track. Otherwise, it's going to cause resonance and it's not going to give you two tracks basically. So you want two separate tracks, audio tracks, so that you kind of adjust them later on when you're kind of posting a video after editing. Then choose track numbers respectively for mic and desktop audio. For mic, I've chosen number 1. For desktop, I've chosen number 2. If you've got more, then choose 3, 4, 5, etc. So in scenes, I have set up gameplay setup. So let's go ahead and start off from scratch for this particular one. I'm going to add a scene and call it YouTube, for example. So under scenes, I've added YouTube, and for YouTube there will be sources, and in sources you can add so many things. So for example, if you want to do training videos, you might want to capture your desktop. If you don't want to show people what's there on your desktop, then you want to capture a particular window. So you can choose those presets that are available, and I'm going to talk about what presets are there in the newest version or builds for OBS, because they were different in the earlier builds. So go ahead and add game capture if you want to capture games. That's just the way it is, and I don't need to change any settings. If you want to capture cursor, you can just capture cursor, or you can just uncheck that box. If you want to lock the settings, just the lock on, or leave it if you want to change the order in which you want to capture it. I'll come back to that later. Now let's go ahead and add window capture. If you want to capture if you want to do a training video, you want to capture a particular window only. After that, I'm going to add something which is for capturing your monitor. So if you're starting a gameplay, you want to show guys some settings or parameters you want to change for a game. If you want to go to the properties of that particular shortcut, then what you got to do is you got to say display capture. I think it was different in the last version of it or previous builds, but this is the option that you're looking for if you want to capture your monitor screen. So you do display capture, and you can see how the display came right off. So it might have options for you if you're using multiple monitors. Capture cursor is optional if you want to do that. Just go ahead or leave it. Hit OK, and that's how it works. If you want to choose camera, for example, you want to do gameplay recording with you on the right side, left side. So what you've got to do is you've got to go here, add, and then you've got to choose something called video capture device, which is right here. So if you were to capture a camera, you'll go here, you'll select video capture device, and just like that, you'll have your camera. Now it's not showing up here because I have two instances of OBS open, so it's not going to show you the camera. But once you have the camera, you can select and drag it to left, right, or whatever. So with whichever source option under sources, video capture, display capture, window capture, game capture, wherever you want it to be, you can actually scale it. If you're not able to scale it, make sure you right click on it and uncheck lock preview. If you check lock preview, you won't be able to move it. You won't get that red box around it. So basically you right click on that and you say lock preview uncheck. You go ahead there and that's it. So basically I've covered the settings, audio settings, scenes, and sources. Well, if you guys have any questions, please do let me know. I'll be more than glad to help you out, or if you want me to do more videos, more how-tos on OBS or any other stuff, let me know. I'll be more than glad to do that for you guys. Thank you very much again for watching my video. Click the like button. Do subscribe to my channel for more. And thanks again. Thank you guys. Have a good one.